Okay, the anchor tag had a start and an end. We're now going to look at a tag which again uses a link, but it only has one, it only has a start, it does not have an end. So this is not a rare one, but as far as tags go, it's rare to have a single one, and it's an image. So really what I want to do is, and you can probably skip over much of this, I want to go to paint. Do I have paint? Accessories, paint. There we go. And I'm going to create a couple of images. So first of all, let me see if I can stretch out a big one. There we go. Maybe a little larger, it's a bit small. And I'm going to colour that one sort of red. There we go, that's beautiful. And that's my image. And I'm going to save that image. And let's go to Documents, the same folder, Web Pages. And notice here, Save as Type. I'm going to try and choose some different types. This red one, notice that I've got monochrome, black and white bitmap, a 16 colour bitmap, a 256 colour bitmap, and a 24-bit bitmap. And I'm going to save it as 24-bit. Now this is important. As you can see, we've got three different types there: 16, 256 and 24. If we add monochrome in, then we've got 4 different types. That is going to be very important for your exam. You will be tested on these things. However, I'm not going to describe them totally now. I just want you to be aware that we've got what we call a bitmap, and it's got a file extension of BMP, and there are 4 different types. So I'm going to call this red square. Sounds very Russian. .bitmap, red square, and red square, and save that. I'm going to change it. So let's change it for a blue one. There we go, blue. And I'm going to save that as, and this time I'm going to choose a different graphics type. I'm going to choose a JPEG. Now JPEGs, I'll explain later. Again, you need to know much about this, particularly when we deal with compression and when we deal with file types and colors. In fact, quite a lot of things in your exam will depend on these, and they have an extension of JPG or JPEG or JPE or JFIF. We just do the JPG one. We're happy with that one, and I'm going to call this one blue square. So strangely, we're doing a lot of theory in this, although we're not really focusing on that theory at the moment. I'm going to save it as a different type. Same again. I'm going to save it as a GIF, not a GIF. Whoops. Let me change the colour first. Let's have it green, so we know what we're dealing with. I'll save as a GIF, green square. The colour quality might be reduced if you save the picture in this format. Now, theory. This is important. We are using a GIF file which does not have as many colours available to it as this particular one. The JPEG has got 16 million colours, maybe 65 million colours attached to it, whereas the GIF file has only got 256 colours attached to it. We saw that when we were trying to save the bitmap. It had 16, 256 or 24-bit. And this is exactly what is happening. There are fewer colours available to a GIF file, and it's saying that whatever colour we've chosen may be reduced if you save this picture in this format. Because we're only using one colour, it's hardly likely to change it. So I'm going to click OK. So that was something to bear in mind for your theory. Let's choose pink as the next colour. I don't know whether you can see that on the screen, but the green has actually sort of become mottled rather than a plain colour. And in fact I can't choose pink because it's saved as a GIF. So if I go back, let's cancel that. If I open a previous one, let's open the blue square.jpg. Right, and I want pink. There we go, I've got pink. So I'm going to save this as a different file type, save as. And I'm not going to choose the TIFF format, I'm going to choose the PNG format. The TIFF format is basically for documents that are scanned in on a scanner. It's a format that is rarely used in web pages or anything else. It's just there. PNG is a very common type of file, normally created with Adobe Fireworks or something else like that. It includes transparent sections. At the moment, a JPEG or a bitmap do not allow transparent see-through, so it's never going to sort of be dragged over another shape on a web page or a screen and you'll be able to see through sections of it. However, we do get that we can have transparency with GIF. GIF is normally used for animations as well, which is why we had a bit of a problem when we tried to save it. But PNG is sort of the big brother of the JPEG, and probably equivalent to 24 bitmap as far as colours go, but it contains transparency. We call that an alpha channel. Again, when we come to graphics and look at compression, we will see that. But I'm going to change this one and save it as a PNG, and I'm going to call it pink square. Now some browsers, particularly older ones, will not display PNG files. Okay, there we go. So I've now created several images, just basic coloured squares, so I'm going to close that, and in the next video I'm going to start putting them on my page.